Hi, welcome back to the Happiness IRA, where we talk about how money weaves itself into your life. Today we're going to be talking about 5 things that women need to know about claiming Social Security. Social Security ends up being the foundational income for the majority of Americans' retirement. And so if you've been paying into the system for so many years, you need to make sure you know how to get the most out of it. Let's get started with 5 things that women need to know. Number 1, you need to have worked in a Social Security paying job for 10 years in order to claim a benefit. Okay, so technically it's 40 quarters, 4 quarters in 1 year, that equals 10 years. And no, this does not have to be consecutive. So for women, we tend to get in and out of the workforce depending on family needs. We may step out when we have children, or even to take care of our parents. No matter when those 10 years were accumulated, those 40 quarters, you do have to have that time in your working career. Now, I also key into that because as people change jobs throughout their career, they may shift into a job that does not function in the Social Security system. Like teachers or state employees, they have their own retirement system. So you just want to make sure that you have been paying a total of 10 years into Social Security. All right, item number 2. Maybe you don't qualify on your own. However, you could qualify under a spousal benefit. With a traditional couple, the man was the breadwinner and the woman stayed home and cared for kids, took care of the household. The Social Security Administration still provided an extra income for women. How it was calculated was that at the woman's full retirement age, she was still entitled to half of her spouse's benefit. If the husband was entitled to $2,000, wife is entitled to $1,000 at full retirement age. That benefit continues on today, and that could be something depending on, if you haven't gotten all of those working years in, or if your benefit's kind of low, it may be more advantageous for you to take your spousal benefit rather than claiming on your own record, because you will get a little bit more. So something to keep in mind. Of course, there are rules with everything. So the rules for this, your spouse that you're claiming your spousal benefit on has to have claimed their benefit for you to be able to trigger yours. So that triggering event is for them to claim theirs, and then the spousal benefit is open for you. Item number 3. There is also, and you could qualify for, a divorced spouse benefit. Similar to the spousal benefit, if you have been married for at least 10 years and then you got your divorce, you are eligible to claim on your ex-spouse's record. Now, the claim is equivalent to the spousal benefit. So you get half of the worker's PIA, primary insurance amount. So if I'm married for 10 years and I get a divorce and I'm sitting at my full retirement age of 66, let's say, I am eligible to claim half of my ex-spouse's record. So if that ex-spouse has a $2,000 benefit per month, I can claim up to $1,000. As I mentioned, you have to have been married for 10 years. If the marriage ended more than 2 years ago, then you do not need to have any type of consent, or the ex-spouse does not have to have triggered their benefit. You can just take their Social Security number into the office and say, I want to claim my divorced spouse benefit. But if the marriage ended more near term, in the last 2 years, then the primary worker needs to have collected on their own record before the divorced spouse benefit is available. I didn't mention this for the spousal benefit, but it's pertinent here in the divorced spouse benefit as well. You have to be 62 before you can claim either of those 2 benefits. Okay, item number 4. You could be eligible for a survivor benefit as a widow. As a surviving spouse, you are eligible to claim on your deceased spouse's record beginning at age 60. So it's a little bit sooner than you can even claim on your own record or a surviving spouse's record. As a widow, you are able to claim beginning at age 60. There are, of course, rules with this as well. You need to have been married for 9 months. And if it's less than that, then the death of the spouse had to be an accident. Obviously, they want to keep you from offing a spouse just to claim 100% of their Social Security benefit. There could be a lot of poachers out there. Additionally, people wonder, well, if I'm claiming a survivor benefit, am I allowed to get remarried? And from the Social Security Administration, you are allowed to get remarried after age 60 and continue claiming your survivor benefit. If you get remarried prior to age 60, then you are forfeiting your survivor benefit. Unless, of course, the marriage ends before age 60, then you can claim on the survivor. As just a bonus fact, there is also a divorced survivor benefit that's available. If you were married for 10 years, got a divorce, and since that time your ex-spouse passed away, you're actually entitled to receive a benefit off of their record at your age 60. And item number 5, if you claim your benefit early, before your full retirement age, then you will be receiving a drastically reduced amount. Now that doesn't matter if it's your personal record, your spousal record, your survival record. Either way, you're taking a reduced amount. So as people start tipping toward age 62, they start researching Social Security. And really what they end up doing, instead of looking up information, cold hard facts online, they start asking friends and family, should I start collecting on my Social Security record? And the resounding answer typically is yes, why not? It's free money. But the fact is that as women, we statistically have a longer lifespan. So because of that, we need to be very mindful of when we collect our own Social Security. If I start claiming my benefit at 62 and my full retirement age is 66, I am taking a 25% haircut to what I should be getting. That's pretty drastic. If you were supposed to receive $1,000 and you only get $750 and you have to take Medicare out of that, you're setting yourself up for a very difficult retirement. The greater an impact we can have with our Social Security dollars, the less we're going to have to take from our investments and the more flexibility we have in our retirement. So if we're cutting ourselves off at the knees by claiming at 62 just because it's free money, we're going to be setting ourselves up for some very difficult decisions later in life. All of that to say, make sure you are thoughtfully claiming your Social Security. This is something I do for clients all the time. We have an actual Social Security calculator where we can look at some scenarios that best represent your situation that help you decide when to claim. It's so helpful because when we're getting close to age 62, that's the first pressing question: when should I be collecting my Social Security? So if we can get the facts down on paper, we can make better decisions. All right, friends, that's all for today. I hope you enjoyed my 5 tips for women as we claim our Social Security. And if you have a woman in your life that would benefit from this video, I encourage you to share the link to it, because oftentimes the spousal benefit, the survivor benefit, and particularly the divorced survivor benefit are not commonly known. And so if a woman can know exactly what she's entitled to, she can make a better decision for her Social Security. And with that, I will leave you today. Don't forget to subscribe below, press that big red button, and I will see you next week on the Happiness IRA. You take care.